I am flabbergasted that you would actually consider Gloria as a legitimate candidate for the District 2 council seat. This is a woman who actually threatened me with physical violence while pushing me at an anti-Measure L rally. Are you so bamboozled by Todd Ament that you simply follow his orders? Of course he wants Gloria. She is another Disney sheeple. She is a member of SOAR, which in no way benefits residents since it was designed to protect the resort. Also a founding member of the farcical Anaheim First, a program designed by Todd and the Chamber, which was presented to the public as benefiting residential neighborhoods, but in all actuality was meant to siphon off residents' funds. So our discombobulated mayor and his minions gave away $250,000 to Anaheim First, which included Gloria, a group that morphed into a restaurant coupon site where you can get $1 off when you go to Ruby's. How discombobulated must you all be to actually consider replacing Jordan with Gloria? Is your thinking really, let's replace a vile, vicious, and violent human being with another person with the potential for violence? Don't try and listen to the malarkey about being a community volunteer. She is a volunteer for the resort, and a volunteer for Harry, and a volunteer for the Chamber, but certainly for not the community or the residents. If you do indeed choose to replace Jordan with Gloria, you can expect a kerfuffle or commotion at each meeting for the next year when she will be replaced. So now it's time for me to skedaddle back to my seat and watch this charade, a pretend appointment directed by Todd Ament, who writes and supervises every word out of our nincompoop mayor's mouth. I pity you, Harry. I really do. How does it feel to be a mouthpiece? However, it won't be for long as the election is coming up, and I hear that good old Todd is under investigation anyway. Thank you very much.
First off, I'd like to, as Janine testified to the incident with Gloria May, I was there. What she says is true. If you can ask Todd Ament, he was there too. Whole thing's like public record. And I support Fred Sigala for the job. But, and I heard a lot of good speeches here, just fantastic speeches. But I don't think these people understand what the real job is. You know, the real job is being a yes man to Todd Ament, Jeff Flint, John Sanders, or whoever else knocks some good campaign contributions in there. That's what our council has come down to, and I'm sure that whoever's appointed to this, because anything the public or common sense will direct the council to do as far as appointment is out the window. They'll pick their SOAR member. So, good job. Thank you.
Why do you feel that West Anaheim has been neglected up to this point? And what policies, budgets, ordinances, and codes would you like to enact or remove that are getting in the way of West Anaheim flourishing as you believe it should?
First of all, policies, ordinances, those are areas that I definitely will dive into and explore further. I don't, you know, you've all been privy to those policies and ordinances and on a regular, I'm sure with your memory, you probably have a lot of them stored up here. You seem to have very good memory recall.
Well, you also have 20 years of experience, as we were just told.
Right.
Okay, so I guess I'll restate the question, or if I need to restate it, I haven't heard an answer.
I'm sorry?
So I haven't heard your answer to the question, I guess, because I'm just going to stick to the question, not get into it. We can't get into a conversation. Given the framing that all candidates have said, and many people feel that the West Side has been neglected for decades in this city, and that's what you seek to do, to address that and represent District 2 in particular, what policies, budgets, ordinances, codes do you feel have either gotten in the way or don't allow the West Side to flourish, and or what would you propose to allow it to flourish?
I am not sure what policies and ordinance, I'm not aware of any that have not allowed it to flourish.
So just because I want to be mindful of other folks.
Sorry.
So are there any policies or budgets, ordinances or codes that you can speak to that you are thinking about that would be helpful to the
Not
city?
that I'm aware of. Once I study that further, then perhaps we can sit and talk about that. But at this moment, I'm not aware of any that have held us back.
Okay, thank you, Gloria.
I can speak to the policies and ordinances that brought me into community advocacy. I can tell you that addressing a homeless issue by building shelters and then installing a revolving door at the entrance so that folks who don't want services can just go right back out on the street, that's a policy that I think has been holding District 2 back. As a community advocate, a real community advocate, not sponsored by special interests, including SOAR and Anaheim First, I can tell you that there's another policy that includes favoring developers and special interests over the residents, to the point where you would deal in back rooms with absolutely zero transparency, and then agree to meet me in person and pretend to be genuine by telling me that you're transparent and that you have a very real vision for West Anaheim, and then coming here and nominating the candidates from those very special interests that are holding us back. I can tell you about other policies and ordinances that are in effect that developers use in order to infiltrate processes that could create more affordable housing in our community, house more folks, and very genuine and intent of coming here and joining it wanted and hoped for would be truly interested in helping the residents of West Anaheim and District 2. But I must tell you that by nominating folks that represent SOAR and Anaheim First, I don't believe I'm part of a genuine process here. I thought I was. I met with each of you individually, most of you. I really felt a genuine connection when we spoke. And I had hoped that you were really listening to the problems of District 2. I really believe in the vision for District 1. I really believe in the vision of Beach Boulevard, the rejuvenation, the reinvigoration of District 1. I had hoped that that would be in conjunction and in help with the vision that after Beach Boulevard, maybe it would be Brookhurst, maybe it would be Little Arabia next, because there's a minority group in that district that is not represented here whatsoever, even though a few of you promised you would bring up the conversation to designate Little Arabia. Here's another policy for you, Dr. Moreno. There's a policy at this council that it used to only take a motion and a second to bring up something for discussion. That policy was changed because for whatever reason now, District 2's issues about Little Arabia needing a designation, needing some recognition to bring more businesses to the area cannot be brought up anymore, because now all of a sudden these discussions require a third. That's a policy that I was hoping we could move towards more inclusion by changing. So yeah, I can name policies all day, but have fun electing someone who doesn't really even understand most of what I just came up here and spoke about. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Gloria.
If I could,
Mr. Mayor, this is my 5 minutes.
No, I understand that.
I just want to say one thing, Dr. Moreno.
But if we're going to allow candidates to come and respond,
I'm going to be, we might be here whole night, so I'm going to limit the applicant to answer that. You're allowed to give a 1 minute answer for this rather than a,
wait a second. No, Mr. Mayor, I object, because
May I just say one thing?
Ms. May, please, this is my 5 minutes. It's my 5 minutes.
No, it's your 5 minutes, but I'm going to ask the applicant to answer it within a 1 minute time
I want to
frame.
make sure that we're equitable in the process. Will then you allow other applicants to come up and respond?
Because
Then we'll be here all night.
Okay.
this is where you did not.
Thank you, Mayor. It's fine.
Gloria, let me finish it.
I lost my train of thought. Thank you.
That's okay. Thank you.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. I'll be very brief and very simple. I'm just here to recommend Fred Sigala. I'm his neighbor. I've lived in Anaheim almost all my life, and I just wanted to point out that his background is as a psychiatric nurse, and I've felt a little bit squirrely lately. It's been a lot, and I think council members understand people, that's what you do. But I think he brings an interesting perspective to the council, excuse me. Because of his background, he's been a very fine neighbor, and I just wanted to recommend him. Thank you.